Well, we'll get a few people, I'm sure. Hey guys, welcome to the channel.
See,
As
Alex
you
is
can
here.
tell, Rob is not hosting tonight. I'm here with, of
We'll get
course,
a few
Keith
people,
and
I'm
Tim.
sure.
And like we were saying in the pre-show meeting, we've all done nothing but had a shit show in the playoffs. Hey Alex, how you doing, bud? I sure hope nobody's using our picks in Vegas. It's been horrible.
If they did, they'd never do it again.
Yeah. Unless
I mean,
for Alex and his straight up picks, then you'd be making a shit ton of money.
yeah, there you go. Now, did you expect 3 road teams to win this past weekend?
No.
I expected one, and it was the wrong road team. I had the Bills.
I had the Bills.
Yeah, I actually had the Rams and the Bills.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't see Green Bay losing, and I didn't see Tampa Bay losing.
I guess San Francisco is Aaron Rodgers' kryptonite in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we've seen the last of Rodgers and Brady in the same weekend.
Ooh, it's like, is Brady on a 1-year contract? Oh yeah, then maybe.
So is Gronk, and Gronkowski's come out and said point blank, whatever Tom does, I'm doing.
I thought I heard something about that. Not so fast, my friend. For that, how funny would it be if Gronk went back to New England?
It would be hysterical, but I don't see it happening. I mean, I've seen the press conference he had down here.
Okay.
And he said point blank, whatever Tom does, I'll do.
All right.
Well, I don't think he's going back to WWE.
His USA membership then.
Yeah. And okay. We only have 2 games this weekend.
You both heard that Sean Payton stepped down today.
Yes.
Yes.
Was he one of the coaches that we said we're going to probably not be there?
No.
I didn't see that in any and now I guess from what I'm hearing, he may be going to CBS to be in the booth.
Oh, I can see that.
He almost had, if he's going to do anything regarding football, he almost has to do studio type of stuff or booth stuff for at least a couple of years, I would think, because it sounds like the Saints have already said for him to coach somewhere else, they're going to have to give us a lot of compensation for it.
Well, how many years does he have left on his contract?
Huh?
How many years does he have left?
3. He had 3 years left.
Okay, so he's got to sit out at least 3 seasons before, or it's sort of like the John Gruden thing when Gruden went from the Raiders originally to Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think Tampa Bay gave up like 2 first-round picks or something for him. It was big.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
speculate. What if Tom Brady decides to go to San Francisco for 1 year, and they could have Trey Lance learn kind of underneath him? I don't see that happening myself.
No.
It's either Tampa or bust, or Tampa or retire, I should say. All right, Harris, go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, welcome Devin. He just jumped in there. All right.
Devin.
First game we have this weekend, the Cincinnati Bengals at the Chiefs. Chiefs open as 7-point favorite with the over-under 53.5. Keith.
53.5. All right. I'm going to take the Bengals with the 7 points.
Okay.
Chiefs to win. And I'm going to go under on the points.
Okay. Tim?
All right, so the 5 came up. Oops, I don't know how well you can see that. So that means home team.
So you're taking Kansas City.
1 through 3 is the under, 4, 5, and 6 is the over. And we'll take the over.
All right, so you got Kansas City and the over.
Yep.
I am going to take a major upset here. I'm going to take the Bengals, not only with the 7, but I think they're going to win this game.
Okay.
It's going to stay
because in their one regular season matchup, Chase went off on the Chiefs.
Yes. I expect this to be, because of the weather, it's going to have to be a running game. Well, I don't see the ball in the air that much.
Let's see what the temperature, because there might be a warm-up coming up this weekend.
Yeah, well, it is a 3 p.m. Eastern time game, too.
Looks like 54 is what they're projecting.
I'm seeing like
really?
I think Kansas City, that's right.
Oh, wait, that's the over-under. 41, I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong number. 41.
Well, they do have the day game, too.
Yeah.
So that's going to help. But I still think I'm going to take the Bengals to win this game. So, the NFC Championship game, you have the 49ers at the Rams. Odell and the Rams are 3.5-point favorites, and the over-under is 46.5. Tim.
All right, so let's see. That was a 3, so that means I'm taking the road team.
Okay, so you're taking the 49ers with the 3.5.
And the over.
And the over. All right. I am going to take the Rams, and I expect this game to be a shootout. So I'm going to take the over. Keith.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Rams. And I know that the 49ers beat them both times, didn't they? But for whatever reason, I just have a feeling the Rams are going to win big this time.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I'll go with the over on this one.
You brought up a good point, too, about they already beat them twice. It is so hard in this league to win 3 times in one season against the same team. So it's almost near impossible. So, Alex, I saw a report that said the hit Antonio Brown got from Burkett. That's possible, but I think the man was purely nuts before that hit anyway. And Antonio Brown has reached out to Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, trying to go to Baltimore.
Sounds like now he's got a lawsuit going against Tampa or something. He's got a lawyer.
Allegedly, they tried to pay him $250K to send him to a psychologist.
Which what's the bad part there if he needed to do that? I mean, I don't know. It's just
basically bribery or trying to give anybody a bad name.
Alex has a good question.
I never heard about it though until he brought it up.
Yeah, which remaining team has the most Super Bowl champions on the roster?
Oof. Oh wow,
that's a good question.
That is an excellent question, Alex.
I would have to say KC.
Well, they all have at least one.
Most of them.
Right. San Francisco doesn't have anybody that I know of.
Alex, do you have a answer for this for us, or are you just asking if we know it?
Yeah, I don't know that the Rams do either.
Well, the Rams have at least an appearance for some of them.
Von Miller, did he get a championship with Denver?
Yes, he did with Broncos. He was the MVP.
That's right.
So.
Yeah, I would have to say Kansas.
Yeah, because both teams have been in the Super Bowl recently. 49ers, 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
The Rams 3 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, and the 49ers also the year the lights went out.
Yeah.
But they lost that game
for being an
lost
absolute
that game,
blowout.
Yeah, they lost that game.
Yeah. But no, that's
yeah, Alex. If I had to put any money on it, I'd say Kansas City.
Yeah. Now, are we talking appearances? I'm guessing we're just talking appearances. Yeah.
He says Super Bowl champions.
Champions. Champions. Okay.
Yeah, he's asking for champions. So, I mean, that's something I might have to go back and look at later. Well, I would have to say it has to be Kansas City at this point.
Right.
So. Boy.
I would have to say nobody has more than one that's remaining.
Right.
So, no. I just think if Kansas City wins the Super Bowl, are we already talking about Mahomes in the Hall of Fame?
Possibly. I mean, he's already got better numbers than a few of the quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame.
And then
Yeah, we
David
discussed that one
Ortiz
other
is
night.
in the Hall of Fame.
Say it again, Keith.
I heard that David Ortiz made it into the Hall of Fame in baseball
Yes.
side.
Yes. In fact, I can give you Bonds finished at 66% on his final time. And then Clemens also fell off. Let me pull this up here. I might be able to see if I can flash this here. And then, of course, he celebrates with Pedro Martinez. I'm like, how bad he has to know if there's a camera in his face and his buddy is there. You gotta know. Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, that's like when they go knocking on your door for the NFL Hall of Fame. You know, you get this big burly guy knocking on your door, you know you're in. He's not going to come by and say, "Oh, by the way, you didn't make it."
Okay, maybe I have to turn the glare down a little bit here.
You know, this might be a year though where Mahomes might really need to cash in on getting a Super Bowl to get another one, because Burrow with another year, and if they fix that offensive line in front of him, then you got Allen, who I thought really grew up,
right,
or showed that he has in that game this past Sunday. Those two guys could be, right there with him. The rest of
that shows up. I might be too far away. All right, I'll just read the top 5 that didn't get in that will be on the ballot next year. Scott Rowland at 63.2%. Todd Helton at 52%. Wow. Billy Wagner at 51%. Andrew Jones at 41%. And Gary Sheffield at 48.5%.
Okay.
Yeah. Alex Rodriguez only got 34%.
Okay.
Was Andrew Jones, how many years was he a real all-star level player?
I would say 96 to 03 or 04.
Yeah, about 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
Which receiver has the most receiving yards this weekend? I agree with Alex. Cooper Kupp will.
Yeah, I'll go that route.
And I'm going out on a limb right now and say if they make it to the Super Bowl, Cooper Kupp will be the Super Bowl MVP.
Him or Chase, he's got speed too. Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Now, after this weekend, they're off for a week, aren't they?
Yes.
The Super Bowl's a second Sunday.
Yes.
I hate that week off.
Well, I mean, it's a lot to build the hype. A lot of it is.
Yeah, I know.
A lot to build the game plan. And plus, you get off of such a high that, plus you also you have to let the city get ready and all this other stuff.
Right.
I want to say in the early 90s, there may have been where they tried it for only 1 week off instead of 2 weeks off.
I think there was 1 year where they did that.
Yeah.
Well, there might have been actually more than 1 year, but I think a non-strike year, there was only one time that they may have done that.
Well, one thing we don't have to worry about why we have the week off is baseball, that's for sure. Because they have not gotten any closer at all.
No, they have actually. I heard today that they actually made some substantial steps to getting.
Oh, they finally agreed to sit down and talk.
Yeah,
well,
and
that would be the
players
biggest
have conceded on some things. They've asked to raise the minimum player salary to $750,000. The owners countered with $600,000. They might come together on $650,000 or something.
Yeah.
And it sounds like actually that they are making a lot of progress on that this last 24 hours plus.
Okay.
I still think you got to get this done by February 1st.
Oh, it's got to be. I would think it's got to be done by the end of next week. Yeah, it has to be in order to save the preseason.
Well, plus also then the general managers can go out and get their free agents so they know
right.
to get in camp.
Right.
And then also the other part is that a lot of them the pitchers and catchers will go down and get early work done before their workouts.
Right.
That's the part that they're worried about.
Right. Well, I'm sure pitchers will be throwing, but they can't throw with anybody in the organization.
Nope.
With coaches and like that. Players can get together and run all they want.
Yeah.
They just can't do it on club's property.
Right.
They can go out in any park and throw, but they can't go into spring training facilities and all that.
How funny would it be if they're using them old school pitchbacks that we used to use when we were kids?
Oh, the ones with the orange square on the net?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I can see them throwing a 90-mile-an-hour fastball in that right now.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that thing coming back at you?
Well, I'm sure they have the L-shaped thing in front of them for batting practice. So
yeah, I can see that now.
Yeah, I guess
or also going into a net.
Yeah.
One of the two.
With regard to baseball, I guess it kind of depends on what source you look at. I was listening to some CBS radio today, and they were talking that, where they had kind of made some progress and stuff. And John Heyman, I guess, reported some very positive stuff. But looking on the CBS app here, it says MLB says it's willing to lose games over lockout as of 4 hours ago. And
owners.
Yeah.
Oh, they may want to check their sources because over the last 2 years, I can't see that. I don't know of any owner that made money, even with being in the playoffs the last 2 years.
Right.
I think it's just talking to go public to try to put more pressure on the other side more than anything. But
the problem is with anything, like even for the NFL draft, it's just a bunch of yak.
Yeah.
To try to force one team to force a hand.
Right.
And I think everybody knows that even for even me, come on, guys. You're not fooling me.
Right.
But
well, I'm hoping they get something together soon because I'm looking forward to going to some of these spring training games down here. When I was up in Baltimore, I'd have to fly down if I wanted to see any of it. Now that I'm here, there's so many teams that have their training camp down here.
Mm-hmm.
It's an hour and a half drive to most of them.
I mean, God forbid, it's I know maybe by the middle of February, you can start seeing the sun stay out until 6 o'clock here in the East.
Right.
But, I mean, at least give me something to kind of, push me along until March Madness starts.
Right.
It's I don't know.
Speaking of March Madness, I've come up with an idea. You know how we done that football pool?
Mm-hmm.
I am going to put a March Madness pool together for everybody. And what I'm going to do is whoever wins it, I will send them a copy of Keith's new Hoopla game from play.com.
All right.
Just get the base game, the express version, because that's the only one that'll be out at that point. But I'm going to give out to whoever wins.
Or we could maybe ask Rob if he's willing to put up his 86-87 hockey blast that he wrote off so quickly.
You already given up on it?
Oh, he got maybe about halfway through the first period, and we were like, dude, you missed the thing on the shot chart. And he goes, all right, you know what? There's too much page turning. We're calling it a stream.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
It sounded like an IDJ rant that he texted out to me yesterday. It really did.
Yeah.
If I gave up on every game that gave me a hard time on the learning curve, I don't think I'd have anything here.
See, my problem is I think I watched enough strat videos before I ever bought it.
Right.
Except for Super Advanced. Super Advanced took me a little, I had to really, figure it out. But, I mean, come on, shouldn't there be just a general rule of thumb? Guys, when you buy a game, play your first games offline so you can kind of get the hang of it. Sorry, Rob, I don't mean to kind of,
You're right. Yeah. I don't care who it is. I mean, I can see, doing an unboxing.
Right.
Or on bagging or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But, yeah, play a game or two offline and watch videos of people playing them before you even break the game out.
Right.
I mean, I know Keith kept asking me way back about Bolorama.
I'll be right back.
I remember you asked me about that, Keith, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you've gotten it yet or not. I know
I
you were
haven't.
thinking
Rob
about it.
actually bought it, but he hasn't done anything with it.
Yeah, I've got a new copy here because
It
I
looks
couldn't
like it
find
might
the
be
old one.
fun.
Huh?
It looks like it might be fun.
It is. I mean, give me 1 second. Let me get the box a minute.
Oh. Let's see what else is going on in the chat room. Just Alex and Devin.
Oh, and Harris, while I'm thinking about it, where do you get the dodgeball game, or was that a limited time only thing?
It was limited time only, but he is
Okay.
going to come out with it late summer, early spring,
Okay.
with a printed version.
Okay.
But Bolorama. This is the entire instructions. 1, 2, 3, and then shows you how to keep score. You got a 3-page instruction sheet. That's it. With a quick play mode, okay.
There you go. Yeah.
That's how you get your scores for a quick play. All right, your D6 tells you what column you're going to go in, and your D20 tells you what your score was.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have the choice of bowling normal or aggressive for that bowler. Okay, and if you hit a wow, which is basically in the normal one, a D6 1, D20 1, or the aggressive D6 1, D20 1, 2, or 3, then you go over to where the worst you're going to be is 40 or 45 pins above your average. Okay, so that version right there is for rolling against your average. That's the quick play. Then, the other version is basically roll frame by frame. Okay, you roll your D20 and your D6. For your first ball, it'll tell you how many pins you knock down, and then you go to your spare charts. Depending on what how many pins you have left. Also, depending on your spare grade, AAA, AA, all the way down to F. So, I just started another project with Bolorama.
Does that have scoring for like just pro bowlers, or is it based on you can have like amateur type bowlers? Like
you can have anything.
Okay, good.
You can come in. It gives you a couple I guess like beer league bowlers. It gives you a couple cards, with the lower averages and like that.
Okay.
It also comes with 24 cards, which is in, I guess it's fictitious league, Bowling Congress America. Okay. And I've used some of them. I used some of the women's 2021 set and some of the men's 2021 set. What I've done is I went through and compared to which states they were all from.
Okay.
So I made teams of 3. Okay. I had multiples of Texas, so I think I ended up with 3 teams from bowlers from Texas. It's got one female, 1 bowling Congress, and 1 pro male. So, I started that the other night. I just finished the first week up. I just posted it on online. And I'm using that site called Pin Setters, to where I can keep all the standings and all like that. Wait a minute, give me 1 second. I think I can put it up real quick. All right, there's the first week's results.
Okay.
All right, you got your wins, losses. Then it comes down here to what each bowler had. Just like if you're in your regular bowling league, Friday night bowling league or whatever. How many games? How many pins? Now this is a complete scratch league, no handicap. Okay, and I even have a blind team down here at team 14, because when I got to the other cards, there wasn't enough from the bowlers in each state. So I tried to keep each team to a state. And you see up top here, I got 2 New York teams, 3 Texas teams, a Jersey, a couple of Ohio's like that. So, but that's at pinsetter.com.
Okay.
And if anybody wants to check it out, they can go to pinsetter.com, and it's League 4288.
Okay.
And you can follow along there if you really wanted to. So, but yeah, and that's a free site that anybody decides they want to, run a league on there on themselves.
Cool.
So, yeah, that's the next major project I'm running. I still have the college football tournament with final score, Downey's final score. I got those brackets out. I posted them on the video either yesterday or the day before. So that's up. So,
Tim, have you done Game 3 of your World Series yet?
I have not. In fact, I think I'm going to do next in order. I've got not the World Series, but 3-game series for Boston and Cleveland in 2007. It's Daisuke Matsuzaka and Paul Bird. So I'll get that, and then I have to do I'll do a quick kind of tri-weekend simulation baseball, going over the last 6 or 7 games, and then I'll go over to do the World Series game. So that's kind of what's on the docket for me. Plus, I've also got to get stats for home runs, RBIs, and get Paul Bird's stats. For those that are Boston fans that want to know, using the hyperfast scoring, Boston is 34-17 on the season. So that's probably pretty close to where they were. The Indians are at 500 at 25-25, well below what they did in the real season. So,
hey, Michael Peterson found us.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Michael, how are you, sir?
Reading on the Hall of Fame vote. Yep. Going to be 1 plus the 5 that got in on the Veterans Committee.
Wow.
There's 5 that got in on the Veterans Committee?
Cott, Oliva, Minoso, O'Neill, and one other guy.
Those were announced some time back, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because they usually get those kind of around the time that they do the winter meetings, I think, when they're doing that. Yeah,
so next, I don't know what it'll be for 2022, what era they'll pick. If they went kind of they kind of went Negro Leaguers in 60s and 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they'll go back and do 30s and 40s, maybe, if they decide they have any people that they want to nominate. So,
yeah, send me your email, Michael. I'll bring you in. I don't have your email.
But
yeah. That was Buck O'Neill.
Yes, Buck O'Neill.
You've seen those Ken Burns documentaries, haven't you, Tim?
I've got all of them on DVD.
Do you?
Yeah.
Buck O'Neill he just sounds like a guy that would be a lot of fun to just listen to talk about baseball for a long time.
My favorite
seems like he loved the game. I mean, he just really loved it.
About hearing that certain crack of the bat.
Yeah.
So he heard it once when he was playing, he heard it once when he was a scout, and he'd hope he lived long enough to hear that sound again. So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
And Michael scores 2-0 now.
What's Michael watching? He's
Stars and Devils.
Are they on NHL Network?
I don't know. I hit the seek button on my remote and it brings up all the scores.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah,
it's gotta be on it. It's gotta be I don't know what he's watching it on.
He has on the Fire Stick, he has the.
Oh, that's right.
So, I mean, granted, that Washington-Vegas game last night, almost enough to put you to sleep. I mean, there were some exciting parts, but breakaways and stuff like that. But
right,
8 players all time for a home run derby.
Wow.
Williams would
steroid error or not?
Not good point.
Ted Williams, Hank Aaron, and Babe Ruth, definitely.
Yep.
That's 3.
I'll put Ken Griffey Jr. in there.
Yeah.
Such a sweet swing. How many we got? 5?
That's 4, isn't it?
That's 4, yeah. Willie Mays, he wasn't so much a home run. Maybe
No.
Ernie Banks, but
Nah.
he wasn't.
If you want a home run hitter, you're talking like a Frank Howard or a Dave Kingman.
Yeah.
Like what do you want? Do you want like pure home run hitters, or do you want like just jack guys? Because you're talking like Mark McGwire or Jose Canseco,
Sammy Sosa.
Yeah.
Jim Rice fit the bill, you think? Or
Yeah,
he's kind of on just on the outside of that looking in.
probably. But like, I mean, I'm not sure I even want to put like David Ortiz in there. Like
Prince Fielder.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Like,
Rocky
what about
Calvino.
Albert Pujols?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could definitely have a good A and B home run derby there.
Yeah, you could probably come up with 16 quality guys. But it all depends on if you want steroid era or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ted Williams missed 5 years out of his career. 3 for World War II and 2 for the Korean War?
Something like
Something
that,
like
yeah.
that.
Same with
Michael, send me
Bob
an email
Feller.
address and I'll invite you.
I mean, a lot of those guys could have had a lot better stats if they didn't, I mean, they felt the duty to country and,
Did we put Mickey Mantle in there?
Oh, wow, that would be.
Vladimir Guerrero.
I mean, if you wanted to put it where you throw it 3 feet out of the strike zone, yeah, sure.
You have to go right above his shoes.
Yep.
I bet you he's got a hell of a golf swing.
You would think.
Hole in one on a par 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I did meet Shaquille O'Neal Friday night.
Okay.
Did you?
When I was working at the Amway, the Lakers were playing the Magic, and
I guess he's a little taller than you.
Yeah, a little. his damn hands as big as my freaking head.
Yeah.
But about 45 minutes before they opened the doors, we already finished our briefing. And we all went down to the court, and Shaq, so there was somebody else there with him that played for the Magic years ago. I couldn't tell you who the hell it was. But we all went down around the court where they were just doing a shoot around and all. So I met Shaq, briefly met LeBron, but I'll tell you what, he wasn't worried about anybody there except those in the gold and purple.
Yep.
That's how he was. He was all business.
LeBron?
Yeah.
Yeah. Their coach, I guess, is on the hot seat, isn't he?
Yeah, Frank Vogel is.
Yeah.
They're high. I don't even know if they're in a playoff spot right now.
No, well, they've got a losing road record. In that league, you've got to win. You got to go 500 on the road.
Westbrook isn't even active, is he?
Yeah, I think he is, but
I believe he
they
is.
benched him the one day, and they were like, "Oh, he's going to get fired for doing that." And then you find out that manager's like, "Yeah, that's the right call. You should have done that."
Right.
Well, let me pull up the standings for the NBA for playoffs. So, thank God the Cavs are, well, unfortunately, let's say top 6. He's at ranked 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. So, yes, Cavs are in that 7th spot, and I don't want them to be, God forbid that they do. And, yeah, Lakers are in that.
They in the mini tournament.
Yeah, they're the 8th seed right now, and the Clippers are half a game behind them. I mean, geez.
Shit. What if the Cavaliers acquired LeBron back?
To be completely honest with you, I'm not sure that. Okay, if they did,
I don't think he'd be welcomed back by the fans.
he definitely. It's not a problem of welcoming him back. I just don't know if he. I mean, granted, he can fit into any style, but you go from this sharing ball method to iso ball again, and I'm like,
Right.
I don't know if that works so well with this team going on right now. Granted, they could use some bodies. Markkanen just went down with a nasty ankle injury. Ooh, his leg kind of. I mean, his ankle kind of went under his thing and it didn't break. I don't think so. Thank God for that. But after Rubio tore his ACL, and I think Sexton might have done the same. Of course, we're still waiting on Rajon Rondo to appear when his hamstring finally gets healthy.
Next season.
Yeah, probably. I mean, and this is all with Kevin Love playing 20 minutes a game off the bench.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Where he'd probably be starting for any other team in the league.
Almost, yeah. So,
and probably running about 36 minutes a game.
Probably. But everybody's buying in, and I wish I was a bigger fan of basketball right now because, I mean, let me see if they're actually playing right now.
Well, see, I'm more of a college basketball, other than that.
Oh, speaking of college basketball, did you see that woman from Kansas State over the weekend?
No.
61 points, set an NCAA women's record for points in a game.
Wow.
K-State?
Yeah.
Is she like a real tall woman, or?
No, I think she plays in the middle.
Or she's like does she shoot from the outside?
Not from the whatchamacallits that I saw.
Okay.
Ayoko Lee is her name. That she had $61 points, and this is now they're offering $61 packages. Let's see here.
Really?
And they're saying that she's going to return. Let me pull up her name here. See what year she is.
Okoye Lee.
Mm-hmm. See her.
61 points. Wow.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find some stats on her.
That was the
6'6".
94. That was a 94-65 win over Oklahoma.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. She's 6'6" and plays center. And if you watch any of the highlights, well, they showed a few highlights. Fundamentally sound, as in, where do you catch the ball? Above your head. Where do you keep the ball when you turn? Above your head. And that was at least 16 to 20 points of hers was just her down low, either beating a double team or just catching and turning and just like kind of shooting from short distance.
Well, you mentioned that team. There's a girl on that team that played in a league I used to run back in Baltimore. Savannah Simmons. I think she wears jersey number 1.
Okay.
She's a senior this year.
Gotcha.
But she didn't get the playing time that she deserves. But then again, I haven't been to their practices and haven't seen what she's doing with those around her either.
Right. And
she played shooting guard and point guard for John Carroll High School.
And she's originally from Minnesota. Junior says she's coming back for her senior year. We'll see.
Really?
Yeah. So no Cavs game tonight. So okay.
I thought Auburn was ranked number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Michigan State, Illinois on ESPN.
For the first time ever.
And Iowa is laying the smackdown on Penn State, 103-75.
Over 100 points in college basketball. That's a lot.
Well, that's for women. Sorry.
6'6" junior she is. 6'6".
And Maryland's playing at 8 o'clock the men against Rutgers. And Rutgers is actually doing pretty well with Ron Harper's kid on that team. I saw Scottie Pippen's kid was playing on Mississippi State, I think.
Really?
Yeah. But let's see what's going on here.
Yeah,
Also,
Alex. According to what I'm seeing, Auburn is number one. They're one.
Yeah.
Gonzaga's two.
Yeah, I had heard that yesterday, and they were saying that was the first time Auburn had ever been ranked number one.
Well, if you remember a few weeks ago, we were asking everybody's thoughts on who would win the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Remember who said Auburn?
Yeah.
Of all schools, basketball, football, two different things there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I think Auburn's going to be a 1 seed somewhere this year.
I think I mentioned UCLA.
They're definitely a sexy pick because of Juzang. But I'm never going to count out a Izzo coach team.
Right.
I mean, they're
Duke dropped 3. I mean, they lost to, who was it, Florida State this week?
I wouldn't doubt. But then again, Baylor lost 2 in a row, the defending champions.
Yes.
And you got Arizona and UCLA at 11 o'clock Eastern tonight on ESPN.
Yeah, Baylor lost 2 in a row. They dropped from 1 to 5. And then this week they won their 2 games.
I'll have to find out who won that Texas Tech Kansas game last night. Texas Tech had been a little bit of a roll. They beat Auburn and then beat a couple other top 5 teams. So they might be peaking, or not peaking. They're trending upward, I guess we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
it's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Nope, absolutely right. You still got the month of February, and we still haven't had a. And Duke UNC, it'll always be good, but they'll have to crank up the hype machine because UNC's. I don't think they're very good this year.
Right. I guess Michael.
How many games have they played approximately right now on average? Just kind of taking an eyeball look at the top 10 or so. How many games does it look like?
Probably about 18 to 20.
And they play about 32 or so.
Most of your top schools between 28 and 33 during a regular season.
Okay.
But you got to also take into consideration now they schedule games to get canceled because of COVID, and they can't find a date to make them up. Especially if it's a non-conference game, they're not so worried about it because they have to get their conference schedule.
Let's say the teams have maybe 9 games left out of the top 10. What record do those teams have to have the rest of the year to be pretty much assured a spot in the tournament? Do they have to win like at least 2/3 of them or half of them? Or, I mean, are those teams kind of a lock right now, given that they don't completely collapse?
I know they used to feel comfortable with 20 wins.
20.
That's what they used to feel comfortable with. Then they went to that strength of schedule or whatever with the point system. So I couldn't tell you right now. Who he says the key?
Because it seems like there's always a few teams that'll get in, with records that are, for the school, not that outstanding every year.
There's always a chance of getting a 7 or 8 win team into the tournament with their conference tournament.
Yeah.
Take an automatic qualifying spot. There's 32 of them. You got 32 of them, then 36 at large.
Seems like the Big Ten usually gets about at least half their teams.
They're usually going to get 7 to 9.
Yep. Yeah, I mean the problem is that it's a tough league to win on the road.
Right now, even with the SEC, they're not a real basketball conference. They're more football, but they'll still end up with 5 or 6 teams.
Yeah, the ACC is also usually they're better in basketball than they are in football.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
then you get your,
like
Big Sky who will get one team in, whoever the conference winner is, and Mountain West, stuff like that.
MAC, Horizon, yep.
Yeah. Well, the WAC's been getting 3 or 4 now.
Well,
that conference has gotten a lot better.
Well, and you can thank Gonzaga for making the West Coast Conference relevant too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you get a lot of eyes, and they used to be a one bid league, and now they're 2, maybe 3 consistently. It's essentially, if Gonzaga doesn't win the tournament, they'll get in, and the champion will get in. It's like,
Right.
The way you get off the one bid league is you got to send a team to the Sweet 16 for a couple years from your league. It can't be a one and done.
And it makes it even better if you get a team going to the Final Four for a couple years in a row.
Right. So that way you can get on the upper teams. Hey, we'll play you, you know.
I don't know, Alex. I haven't heard any names really mentioned for the Saints job yet. That's just kind of such a new story.
LB will take the job.
LB?
Yeah, well, also, we found little bitch is a little bastard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something dropped the other day.
Oh.
And between you and I never
why
worried about.
That was why it was acting like that, like it was. It was mad about insulting it every day.
Still no luck with what, Mike? Well, I haven't got an email from you. I need your email address.
The Bears signed a GM today, or I hired a GM today from the Chiefs organization.
Okay, so let me kind of read this story for college basketball. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I think that the Colonial is adding 3 teams. Unfortunately, they're probably not very good.
They're adding 3?
Hampton, Monmouth, and Stony Brook will start in July.
What conference are they coming from?
Let's see.
Stony Brook's in New York, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see.
I remember them knocking LSU out in baseball a few years ago.
They are in the America East. America East right now.
Okay.
And let's see where Hampton is. No, I don't want F's. Let's see here. Okay. They're in the Big South for Hampton.
Okay.
And then who did I say? Let's see. Monmouth.
They're out of the
Michael says MAAC.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. So
Mid-American.
I know that's not the extra A is not Mid-American.
Mid-American Athletic Conference.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. That's kind of weird to have Alex, on a scale from 1 to 10, I'll say about a 7 or an 8 for excitement. You get a ladder match, you get Orange Cassidy and Adam Cole. You're also going to hopefully get the Wardlow turn tomorrow. It should be a really good show. I'm only disappointed that they're calling it Beach Blast. For Cleveland, Ohio in January, you're going to call it Beach Blast.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing I'd like to do if he does it again, but I know right now everything's on hold with it, is when Jericho has that wrestling cruise. I'd love to go on one of them.
AEW would probably do a show on there again.
Oh, I'm sure.
So,
but how long do you think before that would ever happen again, if it would?
I'd say probably 2024.
If we're lucky.
If we're lucky, yeah. But by then we could have elect a new president.
Right. Michael, right now he's not, and I think a lot of the reason is that COVID. There's no sense in making the plans if he's going to have to cancel it.
Right.
And they said that there's already another new strain of the current one.
A third one now?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. There's one. What's this one they've been called?
I don't know.
Not Flurona. That's if you get COVID and the flu at the same time.
Right.
No. Whatever this latest COVID strain has been called, that's been going like crazy. There's a new strain of that that's already, they said already in the States. They don't know too much about it yet.
All right, Alex, I'll take this one for more likely to jump. Vince needs heels.
MJF would be perfect.
Yeah.
Omicron, a different Omicron.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure Vince wants Brian Cage right now. He'd have to go to NXT if he goes anywhere. I just don't know if he's ready for prime time yet.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't think Vince is going to bring anybody in right now unless they are a marquee name.
Right, like they did that Olympic wrestler.
Right, because let's face it, he brings somebody in like that, he's going to have to let two guys go.
Right. Yeah. And the other thing is that Cage could probably make more money. Oh, Japan would love him. Being that big, monster guy.
Right.
I don't know which one he'd go to. I'd probably have to go to All Japan, not New Japan. But still, trust me, they're not these, and then they also let a couple other guys go, who knows?
I don't.
But yeah, I don't think we'll see, you might see a couple like contracted wrestlers for the women's Royal Rumble. I don't think you'll see any, you won't see Dean Ambrose or John Moxley.
No.
You won't see any of the AEW men going back. Jericho would be a huge surprise if he did, because he did go on Austin's podcast while he was, or did the network thing while he was contracted.
He wants one more run in WWE.
Yeah.
Ryan Kendrick?
Yeah, the 205 Live guy. I didn't even know he was on the roster, I'll be honest with you.
Michael says Chiefs and over, Rams and over.
Let's see. Rumble picks. Let's see here.
Ronda Rousey will win the women's.
Yeah, if she comes back. If not, if they get Bailey or there's
I expect Bailey to be in there.
She could, if you really want to fast track her.
Lita will be there.
Yeah, I don't expect her to really do anything. You'll probably
she wants another run.
Well, then you'll have to do something where Charlotte screws her in the Rumble match,
right?
So that they can have their little thing. For the men, you got almost winning. Jeez.
I got the Bengals beating them this week, Mike.
Let's see. I couldn't really tell you who's going to win the men's Rumble.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I found my blue D20. Yay.
I think the Blue Jackets have a good chance against the Flames.
I'll be honest, they're very up and down. I mean, I will say this, though. There was a friend, or somebody I knew from high school that took son and daughter to the Penguins game Friday night. And one's a big Sidney Crosby fan. So he probably has his, guess what, in the lower level seats, guess what, kid, it might not get any better. It's like I took my buddy Scott we sat in the lower level. I had a good night at the craps table. I started with about 180 and almost walked out with $1,000. And I'm like, where do you want to sit? We're not paying triple digits, but we're in the double digit lower level. Do you want to sit? It's like, and then after I set him in the upper level, I was like, dude, I can't go to a hockey game anymore and sit in the upper level. I'm like,
now, would you consider Austin Theory a surprise entrant?
No. I would consider, like, maybe if they put Braun Breaker, Rick Steiner's kid.
Right.
That would be a nice little, maybe give him, like, when Andrade had his first Royal Rumble and he got to, like, the top 10.
Right.
Like, give him a nice little, okay, here's somebody that you might want to think about. Because I'll tell you what, the look for him, Yeah.
But I really expect Rousey to win it for women. I did see on an advertisement last night when they were showing the women's roster for the Rumble. I did see at least one of the Bellas pictured.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're both. Good evening there, Mr. Castro.
Hey, what's up, Ken? Corey Graves is medically cleared to wrestle again. I'm sure that they won't let him go in the Rumble.
But who really wants to get in the ring with him because he has no clue?
Right.
Every time you step in the ring with him, there's a chance to get hurt.
Yeah.
That's like anybody would get in the ring with Nia Jax. You might as well have an appointment scheduled for the emergency room after the match.
Right.
And it's not because she was so good because of her strength. She was just lousy.
Yeah. I'm not okay. So in the scale between Bad Bunny and Drew Carey, I'm leaning more towards the Drew Carey part for Johnny Knoxville. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt if he maybe takes a couple of bumps or they kind of, but I don't expect him to be in there more than like 2 or 3 minutes.
Right. Michael Puppy Dog, he'll be 10 in July and he's about 12 pounds overweight now. A Chihuahua should not be this big.
Oh.
The sad thing is, the 3 bigger dogs, we have one of those automatic feeders out there for them. This one, I feed him, on the rug in my room. That way nobody gets it from him. But he'll eat that. He'll go out and he'll eat out of the other dogs. And then he comes in and eats the cats.
Oh, jeez.
And
you have one of those slow feeder things for him?
It's like I almost need to put him in a cage so everybody else can eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta make him an appointment. He has a fatty cyst on his left side, and it started to leak.
Oh.
Now the positive is it went down in size, but I just don't like that stuff coming out of it.
No.
Yeah.
So the other interesting things that I've seen in sports, hello, hockey players, ECHL, AHL. It might be a good idea not to make monkey sounds towards African-American players.
Really?
Oh, there was an ECHL player that essentially got fired, got released the day after, and I think an AHL player got suspended 30 days.
What team was he on with the ECHL?
Let me pull that up real quick.
Seemed like
I have not heard that.
Jacob Panetta, he was taunting one of the Subans.
What are you doing?
Gordon Subban. He was from Jacksonville. And he allegedly.
Where was he?
Is it
Jacksonville?
Yeah, Jacksonville.
Wow.
Yeah. This was this past Saturday. And then
I will be right back, guys.
Okay.
I'll pull up the what the AHL guy was. Maybe it was just the East. Oh no, here we go. From the San Jose Barracuda, or from the Barracuda, San Jose's team, Christoph Rabik, 30 games for a racial gesture at Boko Imama of Tucson.
Yeah, Rob was texting me something about that. He said it looked like the kid was trying to act bulked up or wanted to fight or something rather than the ECHL, you said?
Yeah, there's one for the ECHL and one for the AHL.
Yeah, he was commenting on the ECHL one.
Right. Well, then he's got two. There's PK and Malcolm. So both of his older brothers, I believe, are still in the league. But Pete Dunn will be in the Rumble. Yeah. And the funny thing is, they had the ECHL All-Star game. I was like, there was a guy on the ECHL All-Star team that was an original. They called them the Lake Erie Monsters before they called them the Cleveland Monsters. Back in 2007. Still trying to hang on and play where he can. Like, but they don't pay at all, like, well, for ECHL.
So he's got to be like in his 30s?
I would think. Let's see here. This guy is 36.
All right. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
We're talking about that little cyst on him. I put him down on the floor, and this glob just came out of that cyst.
Ugh.
I've never seen anything like it. So, of course, now I'm going to have to keep an eye on him tonight.
Yeah.
Take him to Dr. Pimple Popper or something.
That's what. See, he's had one.
It just keeps filling up?
Well, it just. Well, I'm trying to explain it. It was about the size, not even the size of a eraser, the tip of it. More like a pen point is what it was, and that was about 9-10 months ago. Okay, is when I noticed it a couple months after I've been here in Florida. So I taken him to the vet a couple different times, and it never changed in size. Now all of a sudden it just went up. And I think a lot of it has to do with his weight, okay? Because he had another one develop on his hind leg, which actually disappeared. But this one, I mean, now stuff, every time he, like, stretches or whatever and pulls his body tight, something's coming out of it. So I guess it's good that it's coming out. I just want to keep an eye on it, though.
Yeah, it'll probably fill back up again.
Oh, it's open. I can see it open. I just got to keep an eye on him. That's all. I mean, like I said, he'll be 10 in July.
I remember my mom used to like to watch Dr. Pimple Popper, which kind of surprised me.
Oh, my niece loves that.
I lost my mom three years ago today. In fact, my dad texted me about that this morning. I wasn't thinking about that, but her sister didn't want to hear about it. My mom went, "Oh no, that's not that bad," And she was like, "I don't want to see all that stuff come pouring out of there." "Oh, it's like oatmeal." My mom would tell her, as if that would make it better.
There is no hockey on TV here tonight.
Watch NHL Network. They'll at least have look-ins.
Wait a minute. NHL Network.
Yeah. And it's 2-0 Flyers. Wow. After getting.
Oh, okay. 2-0 Philly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Well, make it 2-1. Essentially, they'll cut to a game if they know somebody's going to score.
You talking about on TV tonight, Michael?
And one of the things going to happen tonight, Keith Yandel will break Jarvis's record for most consecutive games played.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
and the funny thing is that Phil Kessel is only about 30 or 40 games behind Yandel. So
that's what, hockey?
Mm-hmm.
What position?
But Yandel's a defenseman, Kessel's a forward. which to me is a little more impressive because the defensemen play anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes more a game than a forward does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're a top two pair.
Right.
How many games do goalies typically play the best ones? Do they play almost all the games, or do they only play like
60? I think would be, yeah,
3/4?
Most of them, the better ones, 60, 65 games.
Mm, yeah. Because essentially you don't want them getting burned out. Like,
Yeah.
Right. And you'll notice a lot of them, the better teams, they'll start rotating their goalies later in the season once they know they've got a playoff spot, just enough to keep that number one guy sharp, but to also keep him from getting hurt.
mm-hmm.
And plus, you want your number two guy to be ready if you need him, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, I can't remember. I have to look to see what goaltender played 70 games. I remember Mark Denis did it for the Blue Jackets like in 2001 or 2002.
Are there many like number two goalies that could start other teams?
Reading Ken Castro about his.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Those
contact
hockey
Rob. He's got some teams you can use.
Yeah. Ken did not see the video of Rob giving up on Hockey Blast for 86-87.
Yeah.
It's not quite IDJ-ish, but close.
He deleted the video. He said he said it was bad.
Boo.
He wanted it to be on there for all time.
You know, the neatest thing I've seen for Hockey Blast, okay, and I can't remember who it was offhand, but remember Play had that online Christmas party with the Christmas White Elephant Christmas gift exchange. Well, I ended up getting the 3D made pieces that you could put the players in instead of having to flip each individual card on the line.
For your lines.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Like that. Boom.
Uh-huh.
You know. I know his name. I can't think of it offhand that quick. But that's why I ended up with that, and then the tokens for dodgeball. You know, all 3D made.
Wow.
Yeah, the line holders are nice, Ken.
I kind of wish Shred-O-Matic would make one of those.
What?
For the hockey game?
Huge, though.
They are huge, but
There's a lot of information on those cards, too.
yeah.
You know, Hockey Blast, it's just so much simpler.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's just as realistic with the stats as it is with Strat.
Right.
And even APA.
I'll tell you what, I'll give Dave Gardner all the credit in the world. He turned APA hockey in from nothing into a hot product
Yes,
in
he
about
did.
2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
He dove into the
went
rules.
step by step. You know, if you didn't know how to play the game, all you need to do is watch about 6 of his videos, and you can master the game.
Mm-hmm.
You really could.
For APA hockey?
Yeah.
I think him and Jill Tebow, another member of the community, he helped out a little bit too. So I'll give him a little credit.
What I need to do is get APA Soccer back out. I haven't had that out in about 7 months now.
Which one?
APA Soccer.
Oh, yeah. How is that?
I love it.
Yeah. How long does it take you to play a game?
I had it down to about an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Is that kind of like pass by pass and everything, or does it?
Yes. It's more so. If I'm not mistaken, each action is 30 seconds of time.
Oh, okay.
Each card is, each card that you flip is like, because I use the fast action cards, the facts, and I got about 20 decks of them, I think, at this point.
Okay.
There's only like 36 in a deck or something like that. So, I got every time I would order something from Apple, I also get either 2 or 3 sets of them, because the more you buy, the cheaper they were.
Right.
So, but that's, I gotta get that back out, and then
What?
there's another hockey game I haven't had out in a while.
You getting pissed off at me?
I can't remember the name of it. Oh, shootout hockey.
Mm-hmm.
There again, I didn't. When I got that, I didn't even get the fast action cards from him. I went on drive-through sports, drive-through cards, or whatever it is, and got the cards from there, because they're already printed. Hell of a lot easier to do.
Yeah, any PDFs now for me, it almost just be like put them in a slideshow.
Right. Ken, I agree. With Apple, soccer is probably their number one game. Sad thing is, it's not their number one seller.
It's still sadly baseball.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to play some of the games because of what I was just holding on to there.
Uh-huh.
That was yelling at me. She has to get in the middle of everything I do.
Well, that's like Murdoch. He's got to know where everything's going on. And right now, he's underneath of me, scratching the hell out of me, want me to pet him.
Yeah, and I don't want to pet her in a room because I just sit there feeling bad for her. Shut in her room.
Yeah.
You have any pets, Tim?
Nope. And it would cost me $50 extra if I did for rent.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's not big enough to have a cat to where it will be fulfilled,
No. What, you got, 1 bedroom or?
Yeah.
I got a 2.
I mean,
2 bed, 2 bath.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, if in case was it Dwayne? Somebody asked about my setup last night for what I use to film my videos.
Mm-hmm.
Your cell phone, isn't it?
Yep, but I'll see if I can't do the complete setup here.
Yes, I was asking you about that. Was it Michael?
Yeah, hold on, let me switch over and make sure that I got this in frame.
Yeah, with the pens and the.
Yep, the pens hold the phone, so it's usually
cool.
I have a box, and then the Yankee ears is the book. So yeah, essentially this is tall enough to fit where I can have the camera shooting right at the cards. And thanks to a replay gamer said, why don't you show it where it's pointing at the cards? So I used to have it behind the cards, so that I wouldn't hit it if I rolled. Because trust me, there was some guinea pig times where I had it on my left side and I knocked it over. There's probably a video of me playing a game and I knocked over the phone.
So you're using a laptop right now, right, Tim?
Yeah.
With a camera built into it?
Right, but unfortunately it's, it can only face one way.
Right, yeah.
And so I'd have to get another camera that can face, turn over. So, I mean, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, I got one.
I'm not trying to stream. I'm not trying to make this bigger than it needs to be. Plus, it forces me to play in 45 to 50 minutes.
There you go.
Because it's, that's why I wonder what Demos has. Because if he's filming these games on his phone and he gets like an hour, either he's filming at a lower resolution or he doesn't have Android.
Possible that he's got the phone plugged in as well?
No. It's because Android only allows a 4 gigabyte is the max file size.
Okay.
So you have to find a way. Either you're going to fill it with a lower resolution, and you could probably get longer on it. I'm usually filming at like 1080, might be 1080p. Let me pull it up. But just to kind of like everybody can see the cards, whatever. People say I go too fast. Just say something, and I'll be happy to explain. And just like Midlife Crisis did for my fly ball right field B question not right field B question mark, right field B question that I had is that if it comes off the X chart, does it still count? And the answer is yes.
So you only have about 769 games left to go, Ken.
Before I roll a 7, what does that mean?
I don't know.
In 55 years, it's done.
65.
We said 810 games, 31 done.
That was where the Twins won the pennant.
Okay. See, all this one wants is all the attention he can get.
Eh.
Man. Let's see here. I'm thinking it's 9:16. I'll have to see if I can't find what the settings are for what resolution I film at.
Started Orioles 2021 status pro season 4-4. Well, they started 2021 off great. Didn't they sweep Boston to start the season?
Yep.
Yeah,
they did.
And then it went downhill from there.
I'll tell you what, though, there is one shining light in that Orioles. Cedric Mullins should be a fantastic reason to keep you going. He had a good season. And of course, Means, he was okay this year, but yeah, it was the Cedric Mullins show. So
yeah,
I always said you'd have to pay me a lot of money. I used to do only the last place teams replays. You had to pay me a lot of money to do the 2018 Orioles. Let me pull up their record.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. The Orioles will not have a World Series as long as Angelos owns the team.
47-115 in 2018 for the Orioles.
Horrible.
Yeah. And trust me, I did the 71 Indians. On the last place replays, my favorite one was the 2016 Twins.
Okay.
A lot of it is you could see the young guys coming up. Unfortunately, I didn't duplicate Brian Dozier's stats, but overall, a lot of fun. And then my least favorite was the 2018 Rockies in Super Advanced. Oh, that was a slog to get through.
Yeah, I don't even like playing games with the Rockies involved. It's just,
I don't blame you. Especially if you're playing Super Advanced when it's like 1-19 ballpark single and 1-15 ballpark home run.
Pitching is terrible. You can't get them out.
Right, exactly. Like your best pitcher is Herman Marquez.
And even though Super Advanced will have like ballpark effects and stuff, it seems like they, still their cards are so much better on average on the road games, that their pitching cards are so much worse.
Exactly.
They almost need to come out with 2 sets of cards for the Rockies. One, their home cards for every team. If you play at Coors, this is your cards. If you're playing at home against the Rockies or against anybody.
Yeah, you could definitely do that. I mean,
well, I'll say this: everything's out of this thing. It's completely flat now. I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah.
For now,
if it heals up, though, it might fill up again. Something.
Well, it's going to take a while for it to fill up now because when whatever it was in there came out, you can see how much it opened it up. So before I go to bed, I'll put some peroxide on it or something just to be safe.
like a cyst is usually, I don't want to get too disgusting about this, but it's usually inside like a little sac,
Right.
and you got to get that out of there.
Yeah. Well, when I said I'll be right back, when he was on the floor, I went over, I grabbed paper towel, and I just yanked whatever was hanging there out.
Maybe you got it.
I'm hoping.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of kind of morbid, so the television show ER, it's on HBO Max. Episode 1 in 1994, they mentioned the drug Narcan.
I got you.
That's what they give for OD patients?
Yes.
You okay?
Not so popular in 1994, but if you show that today, everyone's like, "Oh, I know what that is."
Uh-huh.
I'm like 2 shows.
And was that what they were using it for then? Tim? Was for OD?
I think they used it. Okay.
Let me put you down.
For anybody that hasn't seen it, so the Juliana Margulies character OD'd in the first episode.
Okay.
So I think they used it then.
Okay.
But it wasn't like cops didn't have it on them, you know, or like it is now. But
was it like a last resort type of thing that they used it?
I think so. Well, then it could have been. I mean, you know, but that show is so chaotic. It would not last now, I don't think. Because they go like here, and you know, like all the people coming in the hospital, and you had to try to interweave the personal lives of the doctors and nurses. I'm like, wow.
That's what I always gets me disinterested in those kinds of shows, is the personal relationship stuff. I mean, I see they have to do that probably to keep a certain segment of their audience there, but
yeah,
I just don't care about that stuff when it comes to those kinds of shows.
I get it. You're there to kind of.
It's like Grey's Anatomy. I mean, I you know, some of the in-hospital stuff I like, but the personal stuff, it's just didn't care.
I mean, then again, for the show Bones, I watched that, you know, almost all the way through. Pretty much all the way through, I guess you could say. And it's like I've learned, like there was, let's see, the zygomatic bone I've used in Buzz Time trivia, and then there was one time on Jeopardy they had the vagus nerve. Nobody knew it, and only because they had one episode where the guy got killed because they hit the vagus nerve, and that's what killed him.
I always remember it because it was when they, you know how they preview episodes during Sundays and stuff like that. That one where they went to the Amish community,
yes.
And she pops in, "This is not in the proper spirit room, Springer." It always made me laugh.
My favorite funny line is they're in they're dealing with a case of like a pregnancy pact, and all the females are sitting around talking, and you know, like Angela's talking about how Hodgins has a nice rear end, and Brendan comes back and goes, "Yeah, no wonder why you're always asking him to leave."
Asking him to what?
No wonder why you're always asking him to leave.
Oh, to leave.
They throw some in there if you pay attention.
Yeah.
And of course, Betty White was on a few episodes. Actually, 2. She was on 2 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And let's just say this, with the whole "nice to meet you," I'm sure that was not acting.
Yeah. Her real life sister was in one episode, I think.
Who was? Betty White?
No. Brennan, the one that played Brennan.
Oh, yeah. Yes, she quoted Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, all the time, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And then who else? Like
there was a Christmas special, wasn't there? A Christmas.
I think so. Yeah, because they got the whole family together.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I just watched an ER episode. They had Rosemary Clooney. She sang all the time. I think. I was like,
you know, I thought there was one episode, probably from season 1, that was just kind of emotional for me, and that was the one where the woman had the child that was like had a mental handicap or something, thought she was dying, and then she thought she was doing like a mercy thing. She poisoned the child.
Right. Yeah.
The child died, but then she survived too, and then it was just. Man,
well, they had the one where it's like, Bones, you're not good with kids, and then like she got the kid to tell who, it was one where they got lost in the mall and then like the exterminator killed them. Spoiler alert. It's like season 1 or season 2. It's like, what, season 1 they did. I don't think it would have lasted as long. I'm sorry guys, don't mean to devolve into television talk, but if they'd have kept the guy in season 1, that show does not last 3 years.
You ain't getting more.
Because
who was that?
What was his name? The African American guy that was
You're
like
talking about Bones?
Yeah.
Oh.
What was his name?
Wasn't there a character in the lab there at the Smithsonian that he ended up like falling under the command of a serial killer or something like that? Or
Yep. It was his last name was Milligan. I can't remember. Damn.
the young kid or something
Yep.
like that. Yeah.
Zach Addy was
He
the
ended
guy.
up going to prison or something, didn't he?
Yep, and he came back in like the last season. To let's see.
Did his character actually commit a murder or anything, or did he
Well,
just
they put it as
protect him?
that he was under a spell or like insanity or something.
Oh,
So let's see here. Goodman was the guy's name. That was like their boss
okay.
in season 1, and then they were only going to bring in Soroyan to be like a one-off, as like kind of Booth's love interest or ex-love interest. But the fans took to her so much that they decided to keep her, and I think that's what held the show on for so long. All right. Alex has a question. He'd like to know the Hall of Fame class of 2022. Oh, boy.
And I don't see him putting Rey Mysterio in since he's still
Not
rough.
yet.
It's 7:30, guys. I'm gonna take off so I can get something to eat. And,
All right. Thanks, Keith.
Before too late.
Yep.
Have a good night.
All right,
You as
take
well,
care.
Keith. Talk to you later.
Okay, thank you. Night all.
That's why I'm kind of just noshing on some veggies here. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm probably going to bed early anyway. I got to get up at 6 o'clock, take my nephew to work.
Dude, I gotta be in by 7, so which means I gotta be on the train by 6:30.
Yeah, but I don't have to be up that early. It's because he don't have a driver's license.
Yeah.
I got to take him to work. It's a 45-minute ride each way.
You gonna get anything closer than 45 minutes?
He's got his dream job.
Oh,
He's working in a marijuana growing plant.
okay.
I mean, he's 23, 24. I think marijuana is his life.
Well, here's something funny. So one of the bar rescue bars ended up, I think, turning into a dispensary.
Okay.
In Vegas. And he's like, that's what he was running. And I was like, or he went and ran a dispensary. Oh,
Right.
Damn.
Mm.
I just hope that with it being legal, I would keep my eyes very closely on, hey guys, what are you using these tax sellers for? Are you using it like you said you would?
Right.
Because no offense, like if we got it legalized, they better be fixing some bridges.
Oh, yeah.
Like they've already got one that's closed until like November. Like they just shut it down like a few weeks ago. And it's one of the ones that you can walk across if you ever got stuck in downtown to get to the outer parts of Cleveland. So, I mean, that or like some roadways or there's a lot they could do. And the funny thing is, so they complained about the snow removal or the way that the how it wasn't. Yeah, the mayor was out of town. The Cleveland mayor was out of town when it happened. And I was like, oh, we're going to try to make this better. I'm like, you do realize there's not that many places to put high piles of snow.
Right.
You're packed. The problem is that Cleveland's, they pack everything in. So they build up instead of out. And even then it's, they still have, there's a veteran statue. It's a like kind of a green, he's like twisting in the air. And then there's a fountain that shoots out of it in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
There's like one path that they plowed, probably to keep the city on their good side. Like,
Right.
can you plow the rest of it and put it somewhere? Like, get the freaking backhoe out there and just dump it in the. And they probably would rust out the thing if they put it in the where the water would usually be. But anyway, well, we're supposed to be getting 32, 33, and 41 like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. So finally.
Well, I don't know. Well, I think I'm going to get out of here.
All right, that's not bad.
I'm going to call it a night.
All right.
All right. Those of you who've been out with us tonight, we appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, don't be afraid to subscribe. You never know when we're going to jump on here on Rob's channel. Follow Tim on his strat replays. You know, got going all over the place. But for Tim, for Keith, I'm Harris. We'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out.